Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I wasn't really planning on making this video, but I just kind of had to when I saw this car and made the video on my second channel yesterday talking about the new Toyota GR Corolla. And Toyota right now is probably one of my favorite companies simply because they released the GR Yaris and the GR Corolla now as well. These are fun cars that I think everybody has been missing. It doesn't have to have a massive V8. Rosie, I think, likes this car as well. Is that so, Rosie? Do you want to see me redesign this car? Alright, let's do it. So that's exactly what we're gonna do in this video. We're gonna take the GR Corolla, I'm gonna do some changes to it, and I'm gonna let you know exactly what changes those are. And Rosie she's about to bite me right now, so I think you have to go down. Sorry for recording, Rosie. She always sleeps up there in the cat tower. As soon as I start recording, she comes up here, look at me very angrily and try to bite me. You see? This is what she does. Rosie, I gotta redesign the GR Corolla here now. So let me show you exactly what I want to do with the GR Corolla here. It is a fantastic car. We're gonna talk about some of the spec and tech during the redesign, but let's jump into Photoshop here immediately and show you what I want to do to this car. So it is a cool looking little package. Rosie, you can't be up here when I'm recording. I'm sorry, friend. We can play a little later, okay? Alright, so let's try this again. The GR Corolla to me is a fantastic car. We need more of these cars. It is good looking. It's one of the best looking hatchbacks out there in my opinion, but there's still a couple of details here that I kind of want to change. If I were to make this mine, this is what I would do to it, what I'm gonna do in this video, and if I were to redesign this in my own way. First of all, let's have a look at the grille here. It is pretty large, as you can see, and it's not, it fits this car better than it fits the Avalon TRD, I think it's called, or TR, you know, the sporty version of the Avalon, where the front end is just a massive whale mouth and looks so out of place. But here, it's kind of have the same, proportionally, it's the same size as we have on the Avalon, but here it just feels like it fits it fits better in the front end of the Corolla than it does on the Avalon. But you still have this angle right here. So we have this framing of the grille, and then we have this sharp corner right about there, as you can see, which gives it a little bit of character in the front end. I'm gonna admit that. But if I want to clean this up a little bit, what I'm gonna do is just continue this line and cut this corner off. So we have this part being black and being part of the actual grille. I think that's gonna look pretty cool on this design. And then we have this air intake right here. Really cool, functional thing right there. But then we have a plastic little piece going in the lower corner of this intake, and I'm sure it has some functional reason for being there. But what I'm gonna do is just delete this and have it be a clean intake all the way down, and then I want to create some movement in this specific graphic feature right here. As you can see, it's pretty static. It looks almost like a rectangle. So if we would sketch out a rectangle like this, this is what you would have this intake being. What I want to do is take this this line right here on this side and have it be a little bit more in a you know, a moving shape. So we have more movement and dynamics in this shape. So maybe have one side going like that to create more of the lines pointing inwards, because as I said in the video from yesterday, what I like about the Yaris is that all lines aim for the logo in the middle, as you can see. I think that's a really cool approach by Toyota to have this design. You can see it more clearly in the rear view. I talk more about this on my second channel. You can go and check that out. I might link that down in the description. So having some more angles on this specific line right here would be pretty cool to have, in my opinion. Now let's talk about something really, really important that can either make or break a car, and I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the wheels. Now I understand this is a rally car, totally get that, but I still want to have the wheels sit nicely and fill out the wheelhouses more. If it was me, I'm gonna drive this more on tarmac and asphalt than I would off-road, even though it is a rally car. I would probably take it to the track. We don't have any gravel and stuff, so I want to have more of a design of wheels and tires that suits a harder surface. That means they don't have to be super narrow. I might lose a little acceleration, but I maybe want to add a little width on the rear end, even though it is a four-wheel drive vehicle, I know that. But looking at this distance between the wheel and the fender, I kind of want to fill that out a little bit. It's not Maserati Gran Turismo bad, but it's still a little, I think it still can be a little better than this. I do like this wheel design. It's very simple design, and I like simple spokes like this, simple design on wheels. It takes away the graphic attention from the wheels to the rest of the sculpture of the car. So these wheels look good. But since it is a GR Corolla, why not add some really cool OZ wheels right here? White, you know, the white rally wheels, Lancia Delta Integrale wheels, something like that, to just emphasize the ralliness of this car even more. I think I'm gonna add that at the very end of this redesign. And of course, another thing I want to do, I do realize that we have a two-door GR Yaris already, but I want to remove this rear door, because if this was mine, I'm not gonna use it to have any passengers in the back. I might have some other car for that, but this is a pure driver's car. I don't need the rear doors, so I'm just gonna turn this into a two-door, make the door a little wider like this, have it end something like that, and I think it's gonna look really cool. And then as a final touch, add this spoiler that we have on the Circuit Edition. This, what we're looking at here, is the core edition, and it lacks this wing. I want to balance out the diffuser that we have in the rear with some big, almost same kind of size something element at the top, like we have the big diffuser in the bottom. I want to have a similar size graphic element at the top, and I think it balanced it out really well when you have that big wing up here on the GR Corolla. And also add a bit of a lip spoiler down here to have it kiss the ground a little closer to the ground like that, and also add a side skirt right here with a couple of wings going up like this. Maybe we're gonna have to figure that out as we go along. So with that said, let's jump in, continue in Photoshop, and let's redesign this into my dream Toyota GR Corolla. I think it's really, really cool that Toyota decided to reintroduce the GR brand in these two models, the Yaris and the Corolla, because as I said, we don't really need massive V8 power engines to create a fun car to drive. This is more in line with Lotus's philosophy to just add more lightness, and it doesn't have to be a super powerful engine. So this is powered by a very lightweight and compact turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, and it has 300 horsepower. So each little cylinder creates 100 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque in this little thing right here. And then it's been engineered to optimize acceleration out of the corners, with peak torque coming in at 3,000 to 5,500 RPM. And you also have max horsepower at 6,500 RPM. And you also have this really cool looking triple exhaust in the rear. So you have two sort of regular pipes on each side of the car, and then you have an oval bigger pipe in the middle. And I said before, I haven't seen this in any other car, and I think it's a really nice design and a unique design for this car, the GR Corolla, and it's optimized to reduce back pressure for maximum power delivery as well. The GR Corolla also comes as standard with all-wheel drive, and what's really cool is you have a system here, so you can choose how much power go to the front and rear wheels. You have 60-40, 50-50 or 30-70 power distribution to the front and rear wheels, which I think it just says a lot about this car, and that they really are serious about making this into a rally car for the streets. And on top of that, of course, it's only available in manual transmission. There is no automatic that you can have for the GR Corolla. If you want an automatic, just go with a regular hatchback Corolla. It still looks good. You can still put some wheels on there, maybe lower it a couple of inches, and you still have a really cool looking Corolla, but it's still automatic if that's what you want. If you're going for the GR, manual is the way to go here. And it will go on sale later in 2022, and no pricing has been released yet officially. People say that it will land in the mid 30,000 range, and as I've said before as well, I think that's a fantastic deal for what you get, since these cars are becoming so unique or so rare these days. We're not going to have these kind of cars for a long time. And if you look at what Subaru is doing with the STI brand, for example, Mitsubishi doesn't even exist anymore with the Evos. It just feels right to bring back some fun, proper driver's cars like this. And the thing is, if you have a 3-cylinder with 300 horsepower, you can probably get if you wanted to, if you drive like a grandma, you can probably get 40 miles per gallon out of this thing. So it is efficient in a lot of ways, and it doesn't have to cost a lot either to have a fun car like this. So two versions of the GR Corolla is going to be offered. You have the Core, and then you have the more track-focused Circuit Edition, which will only be available as a 2023 model. So talking about this redesign, what is going on here? What are we doing to this car? Well, as I said, I wanted to make it more rally inspired, and I wanted to have it be a strict two-door car. You can have a back seat, but you can have some luggage in there or something like that. It's not suitable for any grown adults, I would say. They can't fit in the rear seats of this car, but it doesn't matter to me. This is a strictly driver's car. And as I said, I'm designing this as if it were to be my own design of the GR Corolla, and adding a couple of changes in the front end to create some more movement in the lines of the graphic elements in the front end to make it more, I would say, a little bit more interesting to look at. And last but not least, we need to talk about the wheels. As I said, wheels are so important to a car, and specifically if you have a performance car like this. And what other wheel to go with? There aren't really a lot of options in my opinion. The only wheel that I would go with here is white OZ racing wheels, proper rally style. Maybe add a little more width to the rear end so we have it be optimized for a hard surface and not gravel. And that's probably what I would do. You know, if you're buying this car, you're gonna drive around on a hard surface a lot more than you would on gravel. So having that advantage on tarmac would be beneficial to me, and it would also look a whole lot better in my opinion. And to lower it to the ground, we don't necessarily need to lower the suspension. Instead, we can add a front lip and a side spoiler to go in line with the rear diffuser as well, and bringing it visually closer to the ground without necessarily lowering the suspension. And this is the end result. I'm super happy with how this turned out. I mean, the GR Corolla, as I said, it's already from the beginning a very, very cool looking car. I just had to make this redesign for my own sake and see what it will look like if it came out as a two-door with these beautiful OZ racing wheels. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn how to sketch cars and products, you can check that out at TheSketchMonkey.com. I also have a lot of new merch there, which you can buy and support the channel if you want to. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.